What's good, you to the tube? I wasn't going to make a video, but I just got off of work. Was on a hangout last night, all night. I came home and I found something that was amazing to me. I was looking for this article because I saw it on the news first. It was a white woman here by the name of Michelle Hughes in Dayton, Ohio. And if you can find it, it may be in the Dayton Daily News. I hadn't checked it yet. But what she did was she went into the Children's Medical Center facility, and I guess she had a premature baby. So what she does is she goes in the room and pulls the feeding tube from the baby and then walks out of the hospital. What's amazing to me is that, granted, she was the mother of the child. They didn't have any safe devices, like if you ever worked or been in a nursing home, if an elderly person falls, is a fall risk, they have like an alarm attached to them. So like if they try to get up, it'll come out and then it'll whistle or something. I just found that to be mighty strange, and I found it to be strange that they didn't have it on the website, but they just showed it on the news just now at 5:30. But the main reason of this video that I made, came on here, was here in my city, a 63-year-old teacher was assaulted by, I guess, a couple of girls in the classroom. And what happened was she was teaching class and 4 girls came to her classroom. So the teacher tells the black girls to leave the classroom. So the girl gonna tell the teacher, get the F out her face. So what ends up happening was a guy, I guess apparently he was in the classroom, held the teacher down or was restraining her while this minor jumps on her and beats her up, basically. And she gave reports of she was having chest pains and headaches or something like that. If I can get the link or what I copied to my clipboard, I try to put it in the description box. I've never really done that before. But it's in, if you wanted to read the article, look up the Dayton Daily News. And the name of the school is Thurgood Marshall. Now, anybody that's from around my parts, they know that Thurgood Marshall was actually Colonel White. But once they start doing the schools the way that you probably see in your community, like they tore down real fine, well-built schools that were up for like 70 years to 80. They tore them down and they're making these schools look like jails. But that school was built up on the hill that I went to the school, and that was called Nettie Lee Roth. Nettie Lee Roth was a woman. But it's just amazing to me, and this is something that black people in our community don't want to even talk about. Here you have young girls that won't even respect the educators. A person that's not even really giving them all those strenuous type of rules and restrictions. And second of all, you didn't even have any business at her class. Now, I don't know how school runs now, but I do know this. If a teacher is teaching class, that means it's a period running. So why the hell are you in the halls? Why weren't they in their classrooms? Why wasn't someone from the school stopping them from going, just roaming the halls? When I was in school, you couldn't do that. But see, here in Dayton, like I've said several times before, if you're on the west side of Dayton, that means schools, living, whatever. It's a different dynamic. If you need help, ambulance, something like that, oh man, sometimes you may get it, right Johnny on the spot. But that's the way it is. But as soon as you cross over the river, because our town is split in two by a river, that separates the east from the west side. Even though in parts on the other side of the river, right when you get in downtown, they still consider it west side. But real Daytonians know once you cross that river, that's east side. Because back in I believe my uncle told me back in the 60s, they called them the Bridgetown Boys or something like that. The east side had gangs. Like you could not cross MLK's bridge at 3rd Street. But anyway, I mean, we need to really talk about and like what's really going on with some of our young people in the home. Because for them to go out and jump up on the teacher like that, this is insane. And then from my understanding, I don't know if I just read the article wrong, I think the student was trying to have a complaint. And how is that possible when you were in the wrong in the first place? We're talking about a woman that's 63. Now, what if the teacher would have just jumped up and just mollywopped this student? Then what would have happened? You would have had all these people out here in the peanut gallery saying, you shouldn't do that. And it's the same way out here in the community and on these jobs. If you work in a job where it's a melting pot of people and there may happen to be some young people or people fresh out of high school or in their low 20s, just sit back and observe how the boss interacts with these people. They act like they're scared to make these people do what they're supposed to do. But when it comes to a person around my age or everything, they want to try to drop the hammer on you like you're a kid. And it's like, you're talking to the wrong person. You need to get on these people. And they interviewed a woman on the news here, and they asked her what did she think, and she said if it was her son, it wouldn't be acceptable, but she really don't know. The reason why this stuff is happening is because these people do not, cannot, and will not try to teach these people the right way to go. And I just think it's a shame. So I believe criminal charges and things are going to be brought up on these people, on these minors, up there on where my old school used to be, Nettie Lee Roth. They took my school and combined it with Colonel White, and then they made it Thurgood Marshall. Go figure. But it's a shame. And you don't have any great principals anymore. Everybody who went to high school, you may have had about 5 to a half dozen teachers that were like the glue to getting things in order. I mean, when I was coming up in school, I can name off at least 5 people right off the top of my head. If you had a big assembly and everybody was getting rowdy or something, I mean, they would have the bullhorn or the mic and they would say something. This is a teacher, not even a student, and get the people quiet. But now you can't tell these young people anything. And I believe it's all like visuals. If you don't believe it, just look at how some of these new schools are made. They look like penitentiaries. Like the old saying goes, out of sight, out of mind. they're putting that image in their face. They want you to be comfortable. They want these young people comfortable with doing what they're doing. I'm going to try and put the link in the box. If I can't, I'll figure out something where I can probably either post it to my Instagram, which is Reggie Gemini 605, or I probably put it onto my Facebook. Those of you who do know me, y'all know how to do and everything. But I just wanted to share that. I just think it was a shame. Like I said, if I get this link, I might send it to Torian Rain. Maybe he might be able to do something more with it than what I can. But I just think this is a shame. Please, ladies and gents, take care of your kids. And if need be, put some foot to their ass if necessary. Because like my people used to tell me, better for me to whoop your ass for them to crack your head downtown. And that's real talk. Always be the goal that you want to hold.